time is up. My time is now. What is up, everybody? Welcome to PCP Movie Night here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm your host, Rockin Robbie Bills. And tonight, we're talking about what might be the greatest achievement in cinematic history, y'all. We're talking about Fateful Findings, written, produced, starring, catering by Neil Breen. Y'all, it's the first time we're talking about a Neil Breen movie on this channel, and I could not be more excited. Joining me tonight, of course, we got a great panel of Breen enthusiasts. It's Jelani. What is up, man? How you doing? First time watch for you, right?
Oh God, yes. It will be my last. Oh my God. Yeah. We're just doing Neil Breen now. Is this what we're doing?
It's a bit. It's what we're doing.
We ran out of movies. We ran out of movies.
Yeah, we ran out of movies.
Jeez, so we're not hitting the Neil.
We're doing this one. Hell yeah.
Right. So be it.
Well, slightly more enthusiastic might be Brooks. What is up, my man?
Look, a mushroom.
How you doing, man?
Ridiculous amount of like one-liners that you can pull from it. Like it's almost like the Big Lebowski of bad movies.
No, I like that. Speaking of the Big Lebowski of bad, it's a Fable. What's up, One Collection Down? How you doing?
Is that you? It is, isn't it? It's you, Robbie. I can't believe it's you. I've been thinking about you all day.
And then we got to do some scenes where we're like this close to each other.
And scene station, everybody. What's going
on? Station.
I would destroy my laptop if it wasn't actually pricey. And of course, anytime we talk about a massive cinematic achievement like Fateful Findings, we got to have the man himself. It's Joe Corallo. What is up, homie? I'm sure you saw this in the theater, hosted by Neil Breen himself or something like that.
No, I've seen this. This is probably my third or fourth time watching this one. I've seen his entire filmography, and
God bless him.
It just pains me though that I also have to announce that I resigned today as president of the bank.
Don't do it, Joe.
Hell yeah. I understood that reference. All right, y'all, we're talking about the 2013 movie Fateful Findings, written and directed by Neil Breen. Let me explain my history of this movie. I watched it for the first time just a few months ago. My good buddy, one of my best friends in this entire world, Clayton, who is also a wrestler. Clayton's one of my bros. I love Clayton so much. He is a huge fan of Neil Breen. And I was like, well, what's the movie we need to watch? And he goes, Fateful Findings. So we watched it. I had a blast watching it, right? And then to prepare for this show, I watched it for the second time. But this time, I watched it not without people and drinks. I watched it alone and sober. And I was nervous. I was nervous that the movie would be boring, that it wouldn't excite me. Let me tell you something. This almost 44-year-old was sitting at home, stone cold sober. I mean, I was smoking a little bit of weed, but that doesn't count, right? And watching this movie by myself, and I fucking loved it. I would say this. I think this is one of the most brilliant films I've ever seen. And the reason why I say that is because this movie is so bad. It's good, right? Like we talk about bad movies. 2 weeks ago, we covered Double Dragon on this channel. That's a movie that's so bad, it's just bad, right? But this movie, there's something about it. There's something so fun about it. If you're not familiar with who Neil Breen is an architect, right? And he self-finances his own movies, right? And he's the writer, he's the producer, he's the director, he's the distributor, he's the caterer. No lie. Like, I didn't even make that shit up. He's the caterer. And I'm like, what does that mean? Do you call it like fucking Subway and get a fucking 6-inch sub or something for the crew. Like, it's ridiculous. I think I love this movie, y'all. I think I love this movie. I think it's so. There's a piece of me. There's a piece of me. All right, what's the movie about? First of all, just real simple. What's the movie about? It's about a
What's the movie
dude
not about?
who gets
Well, what is it not about?
very simply. It's a simple story, but it's like. It's about a dude who gets magical powers from a fucking rock he finds in a magical mushroom and then decides to hack into all the secrets of the government. I don't fucking know, man. This movie's hard as fuck to like really piece together what like the thread of the movie is. But man, it is one of the worst films I've ever seen. But it's not in the category of something like Blood-Sucking Freaks or Burial Ground. It's so good because it's so bad. There's a point where I'm like, he's trolling us, right? Neil Breen's doing this on purpose, right? Like, this has got to be intentional. But the more I find out about this dude, I don't think it's intentional. I don't know. But there is something brilliant about this movie. First time I watched it with a good group of friends. We were drinking. We had a lot of fun. I watched it stone cold sober on my own alone and still had just as much fun. This movie is wild as shit. And I'm ready to give Neil my $13 to get the goddamn DVD. And I'm ready to cover all of his films here on this channel. And as Jay says, diabolical. I'll have to catch it on the rewind, but can't wait to hear the quotes for this one because Jay said, this is truly the year of the heel. John Cena wins number 17, and Rockin' Robbie makes the Excitable PCP crew watch Fateful Findings. So, Jelani, it's a magical day. What did you think about Fateful Findings on your first and possibly, potentially, only watch?
Jesus Christ. I remember when I said Double Dragon was written like by a 4-year-old. This movie was written by someone that has head injury that is also thinking that they're 4 years old and possibly an alien. I'm pretty sure Neil Breen's an alien or some kind of robot who doesn't.
Yeah, he's an AI.
Yeah, he's got to be
an AI. Totally.
He's an AI thing that happens. He just makes situations up and throws them together with poor dialogue, no setup, no reason for why he has all of a sudden magic powers towards the end of the movie, and he's been plotting to destroy the government all this time. It is too, and every girl wants him. Every girl wants him. It's a lot of work. This movie's a lot of work. I think his excuse for this movie was just to kiss a lot of girls and just get and have like women like fawn at him because he's so attractive. He's so Dylan. Dylan has got to be like, I don't know, in his 60s, and all the women, like the girl that he's known since he was 8 is clearly in her late 20s, early 30s. So I'm pretty sure the age gap is messed up. Nothing is consistent. Like, okay, sure, the man got hit by a car at the very beginning of this movie, but he's healed in like hours, like seconds. Each scene is a cut, like nothing happened. Everything is just there. We 1 minute he's talking to a therapist. The next minute he's talking to another therapist. Then the one therapist confronts him about having another therapist. He denies it.
No, I'm not seeing another therapist.
I'm not. Hey, are you sure you're not seeing another therapist? Are you sure? Yeah, the repetitiveness of the dialogue. The dialogue is so ass. It is absolute trash. It's like watching a slow motion train wreck, but it's slower. Like, you're slower because of it, like you're Hiro Nakamura, and you stop time a little bit and you watch it, and that's the movie. that's just the movie of you just slow motion car crash, train wreck, and you're just, oh, okay. Oh, that person lost an arm. Okay. That baby exploded. I get it. And it's just that. I had to stop the movie like 3 times. I couldn't do it. It's so painful. I've never seen something so painful. It's like a first draft, and then it was the first draft that got that person fired. They were just like, nah, son, we can't do this. So Neil Breen has all this money, and he's just like, I've decided to make a movie and cater.
We're going to do it all in one take.
That's all one take, all smashed together. None of it makes sense. Is there a rock? I don't know. Is there magic? Are there aliens? Did he beat aliens in the desert? I don't know. It has a lot of unanswered questions. It's just so much work. And I'm hoarse from last night for screaming for John Cena, because the first time I've ever rooted for John Cena in almost 25 years. So I'm really excited that he got his 17 in the most boring, lackluster match I've ever seen. We will talk about all of that in our thread. But oh my freaking God, that was a trash WrestleMania. I will say that. All right, and we will move on because, yeah. And so was this movie. This movie was trash. This movie was ass. Thank you.
All right. You didn't like it, Jelani.
Didn't like it. Did not.
What about you, Brooks? You were rather excited when I picked this one because you were like, "Oh, I've heard of Neil Breen. Let's check this out." What'd you think?
Yeah, I've seen, I've never seen any of Neil Breen's, but I have seen YouTube reviews of his movies, and when you watch the reviews, you get scenes, so you're like, that can't possibly be what the whole movie's like, right? But it is. I think this movie's cursed, man. I think I tapped into my computer and I was looking up all the conspiracies in the databases, and I think I figured out what Neil Breen is. Is an artificial intelligence. He's like the grandfather of ChatGPT, but instead of being deleted, he somehow possessed a human body, and he's decided movies are my imperative. I must make movies. So
you saying that Neil Breen's like Agent Smith?
Yeah, but he's also kind of magic too. He's got magic powers. So through his movies, he's casting his spells on us, the viewers. And so he's trying to wake us up, he's trying to bring us into the Breen world, Yes. The world is it is not what we believe. There's corruption, there's lies. But if we can just be woken up by the Breen, maybe we can have a better world without evil men who run the bank and so
just the bank.
But yeah, this movie is very weird. But I kind of low key love it too. It's weird because I'm watching, I'm like, man, this movie should be boring as fuck. But I'm just fucking riveted. It's
yes.
It's the fact that everything is so bad. All the actors are so bad. There's not a single good actor in this entire fucking movie. And it's so inept, but there's something there, man. I don't know. I'm gonna save some thoughts for later, but
okay.
Goddamn, this movie.
There's something there. I agree, man. I love what you said. My buddy that runs the video store, David, Jelani and Brooks know David.
We know David.
David says, there's nothing wrong with a bad movie. The inexcusable, the unforgivable sin of a movie is to be boring. This movie's not boring to me, man.
It's boring.
I am just like Brooks. I'm riveted the whole fucking time. Every repeated line of dialogue, every bad delivery, every awkward cut. I'm just like, is this on purpose? It's just
no,
we've seen bad movies, y'all. We just covered Double Dragon 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad movie by people that were trying to make a good one. Is Neil Breen trying to make this movie? Does he do exactly what he's intending to do? That's what I can't quite figure out. Does this dude think he's a genius, or is he a genius? I think he might be a genius. What about you, Fable? What do you think about Fateful Findings? First time watch as well for you.
Well, first of all, I think we've come full circle in our movie reviewing careers here. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, and that's definitely what's going on tonight with this movie. I don't know if that's your friend, the guy who suggested this movie to you. I don't know if he's really your friend if he suggested this movie.
Yeah.
But man, this thing, like, from go, like, as soon as I saw the fucking building with the clouds and shit, and the stupid title, and trust me, I've seen movies like this. Like, there's a lot of hood movies. I don't know if you've ever seen Shadas or Killer Season and shit like that. There's a lot of these kinds of movies. But my God, leave it up to Rockin' Robbie to find like a movie worse than Blood-Sucking Freaks. I mean,
get the fuck out of here, man.
This thing is so bad.
Yes.
But I will agree with you. It's so bad that I was just so fascinated about how bad this movie was.
Yeah.
I start after immediately. First of all, it took me 3 days to watch this movie. It's the first time it ever took me 3 days to watch a movie.
Oh my God.
But when I got to that sex scene, that awkward sex scene with him and his wife, I showed that shit to my wife. And I was like, look at this shit. She said, there's porn acting that's better than that. I said, I know, this shit is crazy.
What are you doing home?
Yeah. Throwing papers, fucking ripping each other's shirts off. This shit is terrible. But it really is the definition of it's so bad, it's good. Because I laughed my ass off the entire time. Every single repeated line, every bad dialogue, every weird cut. I'm like Robbie. I was like, I can't believe this shit. Like, I can't believe somebody put this together and thinks this is something people should watch. I went down a YouTube rabbit hole. I looked up Neil Breen. I tried to get all the information on it. I saw a couple of the YouTube reviews. So kudos to this movie for having me like so curious on how something this bad can be made. So I hate this movie, but I also kind of dig it. So yeah, absolutely.
What's crazy is if you look at the Google reviews, overwhelmingly they're 5-star, like they're 5 you dig reviews, and then there's like some 1s and maybe a couple of 4s and 3s, but everybody is like it's a 5 or a 1. You know, and it's just so insane. And when I sent the list of April movies to Joe Corallo, he goes, "You doing the Neil Breen movie? You were ready, Joe."
Oh yeah.
So now it's your time to shine, bro. Your time is now. Fateful Findings. What do you think, man?
No, I mean, Neil Breen is an auteur who is ahead of his time. And I think there is more to it than people give it credit for. You know, like Fateful Findings in particular, like it evokes, like Wells with Citizen Kane. There's a little bit of like Kurosawa's Ikaru in Fateful Findings, Bergman's Wild Strawberries. You can see elements here in this, and also there's like, and the way it ends with such a shocking change in tone really evokes Takashi Miike's audition. I think Neil Breen crafted a movie that on the surface level appears to not have a lot of thought or competence or good acting or good directing or good editing. But when you really let it sink in and you start to let like the movie take you, it'll take you places that you're not expecting. Because I mean, think about it. Very early on in that movie, he's hit by a car.
Yeah, immediately.
Neil Breen is dead the whole movie. Why else would the girl that he hasn't seen since he was like 9 be 32 years younger than him. You think, oh, it's just because Neil's a pervert and wants to kiss younger women. I say, think about how we imagine things. And like, the girl that got away. Would you imagine her, even though it's been that long, being like 60? Or would you think of her as like a young adult when she comes back into your life? Because that's when he wanted her back in his life. He was imagining what it would have been like if she wasn't the girl that got away.
Dear God.
And I think you see that in it, and you see, all these like magic powers and all this stuff. Like it's all from this dream, and he's stuck on these magical moments he had with this girl. Why else would she still be like holding the notebook from back then? It's dream logic. The reiterating the same lines over and over again, the choppy editing and all of that. It's a dream.
But Joe,
Yeah.
He still imagines his best friend's 16-year-old daughter coming on to him. I mean,
yeah.
What kind of dreams is he having? Come on.
No, but Neil doesn't take the bait
like
there.
Part of the evil forces trying to tempt Dylan into the dark side.
Because I mean, we really, as we age and we grapple with generational gaps and these sort of things, like we don't necessarily picture ourselves being the age we are. And I think Neil is like tapping into something and is willing to go there with some of these things in a way that other directors really aren't, and people aren't like, willing to sort of tackle. If you might think, Neil is some sort of like post nuance director where like, because so much of the dialogue is very direct, like the banks and this is bad and that's bad. But that is done to get people who aren't really here to understand the vision to check out. It's very easy when you hear terrible dialogue that's lacking nuance to check out of a movie or to be like, I'm not going to take this seriously. But if you read between the lines, if you understand what he's trying to do, you see how it's part of dream logic, and also deftly makes it feel like the people who think they've identified that poor dialogue is just that, to not take the time to peel back just like the layers of depth that Neil's going for.
All right, fair enough. When I'm watching this movie, I literally felt like I was having a psychedelic experience. I felt like I was lifted out of my body.
Thank you.
Ascended to the heavens, saw the throne of God, and at the end of the movie was back in this mundane ass world where John Cena fucking cheats his way with Travis Scott into the fucking WWE Championship.
And no Rock,
baby.
17. And no Rock.
Yeah, there's no Rock in this movie either, but there are some characters. There are some performances. Let's highlight some of them. My favorite performance in this film is the best friend's wife who shoots him. I'm going to shoot this car full of holes. That, right? Because, dude, I don't know. I'm watching this movie. I'm like, she's got to be an adult film actress. Who is she? I want to look this shit up, man. I don't know. I was transfixed with her, y'all. I was like all about her in this movie. There's some cute people in this movie. Neil Breen's not one of them, though he's the one we get the most nudity from. But I thought that she was transfixing and mesmerizing, as enthralling as this movie. What about you, Jelani? What's a performance you want to highlight?
You stole my character. I was picking her because of them tigs, them big old tigs, them big old tigs with that big old gun. When she was cocking the gun,
I'm pissy.
And shot of the tigs on the gun, and I was like, "Wow, this is my favorite character in the movie, and you stole it." Anyway, I got to pick people in this trash fire. This lovely
Steph
dumb
picks
chick.
his favorite character as the end credits.
Yeah, it's my favorite character. God, that really was my favorite character. I guess I'll choose Neil Breen because of what Joe said. He's such an auteur. He's a brilliant man to have the dream sequence right before his death. You do see his feet. And
A
you
lot.
never see the people. You see his feet disappear. You see the blood. You see the things disappear. Joe, you kind of made sense when you talked. Unfortunately, it's a shit film. It's a true shit film. And you did make a lot of sense. I'm glad you pulled that completely out of your ass. Completely to make it work. I give you kudos.
Appreciate
I
it.
bet Joe's been thinking of this for a while. He didn't just pull it out
I
of his
think
ass.
The deep part,
about
the
this for a
deepest
while.
part.
I'm taking Neil Breen from you because of that whole speech. Because God damn it, he's such a brilliant man, and he caters his own food, so it's very impressive. You could tell from the pool party he catered it because they had Lay's potato chips and they were just sitting around and there was just food all over the place. Oh yeah.
I've got a master's degree, but I became a writer
Became
of
a writer.
novels.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
Brooks does a really good Neil Breen impression, by the way, everybody. I hope everybody notices that.
His delivery is so
Right.
unique.
It's the
Brooks
brilliant-
came to see me when we were hanging out on Wednesday at the shop. Brooks was like, "This movie's kind of fucking, I don't know, man. I think it's pretty brilliant." I was like, "Me too."
I'm out. That's
We're
I
like
picked-
gushing over this fucking movie of all the movies.
Yeah.
we watch.
All the movies. What about you, Brooks? What's a performance you want to highlight?
Well, like as an honorable mention, because he only has like a few seconds worth of scene, but I saw it. It was that Rolls Royce. I saw it. I'm a witness.
I'm a witness.
I'm a witness. Yeah.
Like,
Car's
that
right
line-
there.
That line is just so perfection. Like I just had to mention him. But like I did say there were like no good performances. I mean, that's not necessarily true because there is one. There's one good actor in this movie, and it's whoever is the Black Shoes, who is I guess supposed to be like the kind of villainous presence. He's
That's
like I guess
him.
he's kind of
That they
I kinda feel
never
like-
explain
That's
Yeah,
him.
like-
ever.
It's
like
his
he just
It's
walks
Neil.
places. You just see him go places, and then like then he'll disappear.
That's
and,
Neil Breen. He's dying.
No,
As
I think
Joe
it's supposed to
stated,
be like
it's a
an
dreamscape.
evil agent. Like it's supposed to be like one of the
It's
low
supposed
men
to
from
be,
like
but it's him.
Atlantis or something like that. But yeah, like it's like out of all the performances, it's the best one. Like he actually I feel like it's a pair of shoes, like walking down a hallway.
A dirty carpeted hallway.
Yeah.
My
He-
favorite
he
thing
nailed it.
too.
Bleeding
Maybe
on
this
the
is
dirty
more style
floor.
and structure, but I love how you can hear the fucking air conditioner in certain scenes, and then you can hear when they
That's the
cut.
ambiance, dude.
It's off,
It's-
right? It's so fucking
It's the
awesome.
waves. That's the waves, dude.
Yeah, that's the sound the evil agents make. Ooh.
What about you, Fable? What's a performance to highlight for you?
Well, I see what Joe's putting down, so I'm gonna pick it up. And I beg to differ, Brooks. The best actors in this movie by far are the laptops. The laptops
Oh yeah.
are the
Oh,
greatest performers in this movie. I mean, they go through the most
Bravo.
abuse that I've ever seen. They're never on.
They're the
They're
Damien
never
Priest
on.
of this goddamn event.
Tried to have
They are
5
absolutely the
laptops
stars.
everywhere.
They're the stars of this show. They steal this movie. They steal this movie so much that if you look at the poster for this movie, the laptops are right there, front and center, on the bottom of the flick.
Oh yeah.
Are the best actors in this movie, 100%.
Fair enough.
Hell yeah, I like that.
I agree,
Steph
yeah.
agrees with you. What about you, Joe? What's a performance to highlight?
I mean, it's really hard to pinpoint one because all of the different characters in the periphery that are like part of Neil's life, if you really look at them, it's sort of like everyone's kind of like an avatar of different aspects of his personality. And the different interconnections they have are sort of the different internal struggles that we all sort of deal with. You know, so I think, you know, that said, you know, his wife being willing to grab pills out of a toilet, that's up there.
Don't throw them away.
No, don't.
They're my pills. I
You
need
know,
them.
and I,
Can you give me some more?
it was interesting also seeing Neil like sort of you know, tackling the abuse of like prescription drugs, because I feel like that doesn't get you know, talked about enough. Certainly at the time, you know, this film came out back in
Yeah, he did it way better than
2013.
Requiem for a Dream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But you know, one of the like, and just their relationship, because I think everyone here would agree that she really played someone who wasn't going to be in Neil Breen's life for very long. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, nice. I like that.
Pills and
Thank
wine
you.
takes you out.
All right, let's talk about the style and structure of this film. This I think the style and structure of this film is genius. Honestly, I'm not even doing kayfabe right now. Like, I'm honestly like mesmerized by this fucking film, dude. Like, it's one thing to watch it with a group of people drunk. It's fun, right? Double Dragon would be fun-ish that way. You know what I'm saying?
And I like
But,
this
like,
movie though.
This movie I watched, like I said, just a little high, you know, on some good sativa, but like, I was alone, I wasn't drinking, and I was like, this movie's fucking hilarious. And this is the thing. I've watched some interviews with Neil Breen, right? They're few and far between, but I've watched some stuff, right? And it seems like this dude's Andy Kaufman to me, right? This dude, his whole life is a bit. His whole career is a bit. This is a dude who's an architect, where he was, and he self-finances everything he does. Now, we talk about judging a movie for what it's trying to do, right? We also talk about the boldness of directors who say, fuck the system, I'm making my movie the way I want to. This dude makes the movies the way he wants to. And there is a piece of me that, like, y'all, we've seen so many bad movies. We really have. And I don't mean to keep harping on Scott Wolf.
I mean, have we now?
We have.
You truly have it.
We just did Double Dragon. That movie's not good. That might be one of the worst movies we've ever covered here on this channel.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
No, absolutely.
And I've seen Blood-Sucking Freaks, and I've seen Burial Ground, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Blood-Sucking Freaks is the only movie I've ever given a 0 to. And I very boldly said, this is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in a good way. I don't know if at this point in my life you can convince me that Neil Breen does not know the kind of movie he's making. Yeah. He knows what kind of movie he's making. This is intentional. There is an exceptional level of talent required to make something that's so bad yet entertaining, right? Style-wise, it looks like any of us could have put this movie together. Guess what? We couldn't. If any of us were trying to make a bad movie, we would make something boring. This movie's
better.
not boring.
Better.
No, none of us are making a better movie than Fateful Findings, Fable. I'm sorry, okay?
I mean, when it comes to editing, maybe
we're all in our 30s and 40s here, man. Ain't no fucking way.
If we try to do an intentionally bad movie, it still might come out better editing wise than this movie, which is not the point, right? The point is that it's got.
But that's the brilliance, is the editing to me. That's the brilliance. Like that's y'all. I'm sorry, man. I want to get Neil on the channel and see if I can get him to break kayfabe and be like, bro, that's intentional, right? Like, but just the fact that it's got me questioning, is this guy really making bad movies that people find that find an audience? Or is he intentionally making this movie to find a particular audience? Because if you go out there, the Breen fans, the Breen heads, oh God, they say this is one of the greatest films of all time. I think I might agree with them.
Oh, get
This
out of here.
movie is 100 minutes long. It never felt boring. It never felt slow.
This is.
I am transfixed. Every repeated line of dialogue, every awkward fucking pause, every weird ass camera pan across 10 fucking chairs to get to the other fucking therapist. Like, the fact, you telling me, listen, if we're all trying to make a goddamn film, right? Even if we're trying to make a bad film, you telling me we're going to be like, okay, this other therapist, they're just in a corner on some fucking folding chairs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
like,
he's sitting close to the old lady therapist because they're close, but the old guy therapist, they're far away.
And yet, that's kind of genius, man. Like, that's kind of brilliant. This movie isn't boring, man. Like, it's insanely good, dude. Like, I don't understand. Like, the movie is trash. The story doesn't make any fucking sense. The acting is terrible. The editing is terrible. The cinematography, what is it? The cinematography looks like a goddamn, I don't know, like a fucking Crazy Town video from like fucking the very earliest days. I don't even know what to say, dude. The movie is ridiculously bad. But is it intentional? And the fact that I'm questioning whether it's intentional or whether it's real, to me, is fascinating. Fascinating. I think style and structure, it excels well above some of the other films we've talked about recently. You know, like seriously, I love the Flintstones. I'm a mark for the Flintstones, but Double Dragon, this movie's better than Double Dragon. I'm just going to say that because Double Dragon, they were trying to make a good movie. This one, I feel like Neil Breen's trying to make a bad movie. I think that's what he's doing. I think that's part of his genius. I think he knows if I make a movie bad enough, like so bad, people will really get it. We've seen bad movies, y'all. This has intent behind it, and I applaud it for its intention. What about you, Jelani? Style and structure, what do you think?
Fuck this movie. What the trash are y'all talking about? What's your damn mind? Damn, Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck? This is a cornucopia of fucking awful. This is like a tossed salad of shit. It's like we put corn in it just for fun. The man has a vision, but I think he has I don't know, some kind of or for real brain injury. There's got to be something going on with Neil Breen. Like Tommy Wiseau, The Room is better than Fateful Findings. Because at least The Room
get the fuck out of
here.
Almost
Almost competent in some level of storytelling. Actual putting things together. This is a smattering of things. Now, if I go by Joe's logic, and this man has been dead the whole time, I kind of get it. I understand. Joe, I'm gonna give you that. For real.
Joe just blew my mind too, because I wasn't thinking about the movie like that.
Really?
By the way, this is the guy.
I caught that.
This is the guy telling me that I'm sorry that I understood the mother while I watched it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, all right?
I'm just saying. There are pieces of this movie that make absolutely no sense. Like every girl's hitting on him. It jumps from scene to scene with no real continuity. There's no real pacing.
There's not even a goddamn 30 years later thing between his kid to his adult. None of it makes fucking sense, dude. That's got to be intentional, right? There's no way you film that shit. The crosswalk. There's no crosswalk. There are other people walking around. Nobody's there when Neil Breen's walking. It's
fucking modern.
This is goddamn genius. I think this film. I'm so sorry. I don't know, man.
I'm out. I was gonna say more, but I'm out. There's no point. This is heel Robbie turn. I get it. I'm just going. I'm just here for this. I was going to expound some more. I'm good. Thank you.
Did the movie feel long to you, Jelani?
Fuck yes. It took me 2 days to watch it. Fuck yes. Fuck yes, it did. It was a waste of my time and effort. It was draining my soul as a person. I got mad every time I saw people speak. Every time they spoke, I was like, why is this dialogue a thing? Oh, why does the man have that much of a head injury? and like bleed that much all the time. Where did all this blood come from? My second favorite character in this movie, other than the wife, is the actual drunk guy, because the actual drunk guy knew he had to be drunk to be in this film. He was like, I gotta be drunk. I gotta hit on everybody. I can't have sex with this big titty woman. My daughter may be my daughter. I don't know. I don't care. It's your turn to watch her. He's all about this life he's cleaning his Ferrari. The man has a Ferrari. He's got a big titty wife in a Ferrari. He should have no problems. And his wife kills him. And it's just the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And I'm like, I can't believe he committed suicide. I can't believe it.
I love my favorite bit is when he goes, well, I can't help you get out of this one, buddy.
Right?
And he's rubbing the blood on his face.
I rewinded that shit like 7 times. No lie.
I laughed so hard. That's the biggest scene.
See, but that's genius, Fable. That's genius.
No,
When's the last time you
confusing-
rewinded a movie, right?
You're confusing fascination with good shit. Like, that's what you're doing right now.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
It's terrible, but it's fascinating. You know what I'm saying?
This movie is bad. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but it's so goddamn mesmerizing to me, man. I don't know. What about you, Brooks? Style and structure. Where are you sitting, man?
Well, like, there's a reason that like most movies, like good movies, have like a lot of people who worked on them. Like there is a driving creative force behind them, but in the end, like it's a team effort, because a lot of the people who work on the film with the creative force are kind of like saddling it a little bit, like pulling back, like oh, you don't need this in the movie, and stuff like. But this movie is like and Neil Breen, it's like he doesn't have that. Like he's doing everything.
There's no one there telling him no.
There's like what is the deal with this book? Why is this book like a fucking giant book? Like what is like? But like he just throws everything.
The fucking movie opens in a storage unit,
Yeah.
panning into the. Never
There's a
explained
column
again.
with this giant gold book, and like it shows up throughout the movie. I have no fucking idea what the significance of the book is, and like the stone is. I was like, I think Neil Breen, like the artificial intelligence that possesses Neil Breen was like, okay, I want to make a David Lynch movie. And he's like, the gears start running, like, okay, symbolism, like dreamlike. So he just like, he just takes all these like strange scenes and kind of throws them together. And like, it is like, when I watch this movie, I'm like, I feel like I should be bored, but I'm not. It's like, that's why I think there's like some kind of magical curse on this movie. It's like, I'm watching it and I'm like, this is so dumb. And like, what is the point of this? And like there's no characters in this movie. Everyone is just an exposition delivering machine pretty much. Like,
because they're all part of Neil.
Yeah.
They're all it's all his.
God, Joe,
like the scene when he's in the hospital.
Just wait till Joe fucking announces his new project at Mad Cave. It's a fucking 12-issue adaptation of Fateful Findings.
Oh my God.
Oh, I wish. I wish.
Like there's a scene in the hospital where like, the best friend is sitting there and he's like comforting the wife, and just out of nowhere, he's just like, Dylan's my good friend. It's like, why would he say that? And like, there's so many like bizarre character moments. Like, when he's sitting there and like Leah's just like looking at him and he's eating his salad off of his plate. He's just giving her like the weird.
You
like,
call that
fucking,
a salad? That's a fucking plate of goddamn spinach leaves, man.
Yeah, he's looking at her.
Like,
he's
fucking
looking at her like a raccoon.
That scene alone shows the brilliance of this fucking movie. He like the way, like the crunch, and then he puts it down and fall. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? They spent 5 minutes on that goddamn bit, dude. Like
her reaction, she's just like, "Aww."
It's like a goddamn. It's like Growing Pains. It's like a Growing Pains episode, man. It's just like, they should have freeze framed at that moment, man.
Who could
Don't
possibly love this
besmirch
guy.
the name of Growing Pains. Don't do that.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! You think Growing Pains is better than this, man? Get the fuck out of here!
Kirk Cameron is a genius.
Oh, fuck you, Fable.
I think Neil Breen would
it
beat
was
Kirk
just a
Cameron
bit
in
me
a
being
fight.
heel against you, but now you've really fucking turned it up right there, bro. Kirk Cameron, get the fuck out of here. He's got a great theory about the banana, though. Brooks, anything else to finish up, man? I'm sorry, man. I'm just stepping all over you, man.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
Oh no, I guess it was inevitable. Like when we're talking about such a masterpiece, that, you know, like emotions would flare up. You know, it's just inevitable. It's just the way. That's part of the curse. This movie has infected all of our minds, and now it's stirring up things within us that we don't even realize.
Yeah, it really is, man. Like this movie is.
Christ.
This is the most difficult movie I've ever found to talk about on PCP movie night for some reason. Like I was like, I can't do this movie justice with my words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I could talk about Citizen Kane. I could wax poetical about that. I could talk about Dazed and Confused. I could talk about 2001: A Space Odyssey. But this movie, I'm like, this movie's beyond me.
This movie
my
needs
comprehension,
interpretive
man.
dance to explain it. That's the only way you can explain it is through
And I love
interpretive
that
dance.
you mentioned that like he's like an AI. Nah, bro. It goes deeper than that, man. This dude's an ultra terrestrial. This is some kind of language from another dimension telling us how to elevate society. I don't fucking know. We'll get to that. Fable.
This movie is like Ultron -1 or some shit.
I love that, man. Kurt Busiek's going to find out about that idea and just really use it, man. If they give him another job at Marvel, they probably won't. But anyway, Fable, style and structure, Fateful Findings, man. What do you think?
This is the dumbest shit ever made. Like, this is, dude, he has a fucking mask, like a bandage over his nose and his mouth.
And they put the mask over the
on top of it and a breathing tube that can't go through the mask. It doesn't make no sense. The oxygen tanks are empty.
Yep.
And the EKG monitor is off.
Is off.
What the fuck
And
is
it's
going
beeping.
on here?
And it's
Also, when
the
Chick's
girl
phone
pulses.
goes off in her pocket, it's the sound of like somebody just dialing.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
He takes his pulse for like
If somebody just
5
goes
minutes.
like royalty-free sound effects, telephone.
This is the most inept,
It's so bad.
unprofessional, like just unbelievably bad in every aspect altogether made movie, style and structure wise. But again, it's so bad that I'm just so curious for how the fuck this thing got made, or why it got made, or why does Neil Breen even feel the need to make something like this? Like you say that Neil Breen is doing this intentionally. I think Neil Breen really thinks this is art. Like, I think in
That's
my
even
mind,
better, bro. If he really does think this is art, that's even better, man. I
I
think.
think that he genuinely feels he is creating, like, you know, he's like, I'm not getting my fair shake in Hollywood. I'm gonna do my own thing and fuck it. And god damn it, it's worked. The man has made 6 or 7 films. I can't hate on him, but come on, style and structure. This is the worst of the worst, bro.
Neil Breen
Great
is
artists
the
have
Logan
never
Paul
appreciated
of
in their
goddamn
time.
cinema right now. And we all hate it, but at the same time, we're like, man, that move was pretty dope. What about you, Joe? What do you think about the style and structure of this film? You yourself are a writer and an editor.
Yeah.
This is your wheelhouse, man.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you know, I alluded to some of it with, you know, how it's clearly he's died. This is like a dream state. You know, he's going to die. This is a dream state. You know, that he's like in before passing. And I think that works. I think it's Neil Breen's most accessible film. Like, I think despite what you know, a lot of people might find like confusing about it, like the movie is ultimately very linear. Like, it's really just moving forward. So
They
I
just
do
don't
think
explain a lot, right? They just kind of
yeah.
yeah.
But I think it's, you know, it's deceptively simple how it's just, you know, chronicling everything moving forward. And I think something else that he does that's really I think pushes a lot of boundaries is you know, again, like he's able to push back on a lot of people who view film in a really superficial way, because yeah, you're immediately dismissing a lot of these things, but it's like, but what is good editing for a film? Like, what is good direction? What is good acting? And we've sort of trained ourselves to have certain expectations that I think Neil is challenging. And like people were pointing out very correctly, like, oh, but this thing doesn't even work. That's not even connected. This doesn't make any sense. But like, it's sort of challenging you to be like, but is it important that that makes sense to get the point across? And maybe it's a movie that's really turning the mirror on us and showing us, are we the ones who are caught up on the simple little details and sort of calling the little things out that don't matter and sort of miss the big picture, miss, you know, what's really important. And I think the movie's ability to do that and turn the mirror on us and how we analyze sort of the world around us, I think really speaks to, you know, the sort of style of the film. So
my favorite thing tonight so far is that Joe's review and response to this movie makes me go, is he bullshitting or is he real? like,
Yeah,
he's you're channeling Neil Breen right now, man. I love it.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the music in the film. Hey, I'll give y'all one guess. Who did the music in the film?
YouTube?
Neil Breen. Neil fucking Breen did the goddamn music. Now, what does that mean? Is Neil Breen like a synthesizer guy, or is he just picking this music off of YouTube Studio or some shit like we all do? I don't fucking know. But the music's not that bad. If you pay attention to the music, especially the opening, like that piano, the little strings, it's cheap, it's ineffective, but it's not that bad. It's obviously not Ennio Morricone, right? It's not Fabio Frizzi, it's not Goblin, it's not John Williams, but it gets the job done. I think the music's fine.
Of Fateful Findings.
This is what Power Cosmic looks like in real life, y'all. You know, we all love our Marvel comics and shit, but this is like power. Somebody give, if any one person is given the Power Cosmic in this universe that we exist in, it might be Neil Breen. I don't fucking know, man. I know plenty of people that even intentionally make bad movies, and they don't make them as good as this. Like, this is like, yo, you want to see something really dumb? Let's put on Fateful Findings. If we were all hanging out together, we would have a riot that night. Like, we would just be fucking loving it. We'd be flipping over chairs. Jelani'd be crushing Doritos into the carpet. It would be one of those kind of nights, man. It would be yelling all over the lines. Hell yeah, man.
No more books.
This is like a Rocky Horror Picture Show Minecraft movie type thing, I guess. I don't fucking know, man. I really got to see that. Joe, have you ever seen this in the cinema?
I haven't seen this in the cinema yet, no, but you best believe I am on the lookout for Neil Breen screenings in my area. I will tell you that. I've seen Tommy Wiseau in person. I've seen the actor who played Samurai Cop in person. I have a picture with him. He did a midnight screening of like Samurai Cop 2 years ago. So like this stuff, I've seen Birdemic on the big screen. So like I do make sure I'm aware of these things.
Hell yeah. Jelani, what do you think about the music in the film?
It's stock music. I'm pretty sure he stocked it. I think it's hours of stock footage, just like the beginning title of the movie is like freaking, I have no clue. Like he used something from Windows 95.
I thought it was stock music too, and then I looked it up and they were like, Neil Breen did the score. I'm like,
Jeez.
What? I was like, what? This is Windows 95 fucking shit, man.
I'll give you this much. If he did the score, then he's pretty good at music.
He's super
Like, he
talented.
might suck at everything else, but he's
His-
okay at music.
He
I would love to think that he spent so little time on every aspect of this movie except for the music and spent like fucking months on it or something.
I got to get those piano chords just right.
Not good.
I think Delaney's mad. That's even better, dude. You're Cody Rhodes. I'm fucking John Cena right now, and I'm so fucking happy. 17, baby. What about you, Brooks? What do you think about the music in the film? Two Gun just showed up. Two Gun, I hope you watched this one. What about you, Brooks? What do you think about the music by Neil Breen, allegedly?
Well, I like the music of this movie. Like, it is very basic, but like it fits the movie so perfectly. Because like the music in this movie is like the characters. It's almost an expeditionary like soundtrack. Like, it tells you how you're supposed to feel in any given moment. Like, it's like you'll be watching a scene and the music will be like, this is suspenseful, and then you watch another scene like, he is sad. It's like I think on its own.
The next scene, he's like, he's beating up his laptops again.
Yeah. No more books. But I feel like outside of this movie, like it would probably be like a decent kind of ambient noise kind of soundtrack. It'd be something like you'd probably put on in the background to like relax, but you wouldn't think it was like the necessarily the greatest thing. But integrated into the movie, I think it works a lot better because it is very much like I could believe that Breen like did this music by himself because it feels like he's the only one who could understand what kind of music this movie needs, and he just did it.
I feel like he just used some garage band loops or some shit, maybe, man. Like, I don't know,
He
man.
put like a whole lot of effort into it, but he did put some effort into it. Like,
yeah, he put
like,
some effort into this.
He kept it simple. He wanted to keep it simple because he didn't want the music to take away from his vision. Like, he wanted it to be more of an optical experience with like a slightly auditory experience, just beneath the surface.
See, Brooks, I think you get it, man. What about you, Fable? What do you think about the music in the film?
Pass. Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, the music lines up with how you should feel while you're watching the movie. That does take talent. And especially if he really scored it himself, it wasn't just a matter of, buying just some stock music. Like, if he did that is genuinely like, it shows a level of understanding his film and what he's trying to put out there in a way that I think a lot of his detractors are dismissing. Like, he really did work on every aspect of this movie, and he put it out, and it's being discussed by a lot of people. Think about it right now. Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, Brian De Palma, Ridley Scott, none of these people, Michael Mann, have ever gotten to do a movie where they controlled that much of it and put it out there.
Jesus.
They never did. And they never had to take on that full responsibility of all those aspects in the same way Neil did. And the fact that there was no one to say no to Neil's choices in the music and the score really furthers the point that he does understand what he's doing on a level technically across every aspect of film that he's really not getting the credit for.
Hell yeah. You know what? I think the result of all this is I would love for the five of us to have a few beers with Neil Breen. Like, that would be pretty fucking fun. Jelani probably get kicked out pretty quickly from the crew, but like I think
he's not really with us, Neil.
Yeah, we'd be like, he's just somebody we kind of know.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for my favorite part of our PCP movie night show, but definitely my favorite part tonight. I'm really looking forward to this. What's the movie's message? What's it trying to say? What does it say to you on a personal level? Jelani, kick us off.
Fuck. Don't get hit by a Rolls Royce, because then you'll have like Fateful Findings dreams.
You guys ever seen Jelani just so kicked back watching Raw or whatever the fuck he's doing right now, like not paying attention to the goddamn review?
I
love it.
gave up a long time ago. It's fine. It's movie happens.
Movie.
That's how much effort. Listen, that's how much effort that was put into this movie. That's how much effort was done. Yeah. It's just gone. I have nothing to say. I don't care. You're gonna cut me off anyway, so it don't matter. So movie. There.
All right. What about you, Brooks? What do you think the movie is saying to you?
Well, I think the strongest thematic theme of this movie is like the idea that if you are like, a Sigma Chad who gets magical powers from a rock, you have a responsibility to fight the evil powers that keep humanity and all the soy betas. Like you have a responsibility to fight on their behalf because if you do that, you use your powers for good, your Stacy will appear and you will get to be together, It's the classic hero's journey, dude, Like this guy, he's just such a Chad that, every woman throws himself at him, but he's like, no, he's got the one lady that he really cares about. Even if he did kind of fuck up by marrying this other lady who like pops pills, pain pills and stuff. That's like,
get your life together, straighten your life out, and stop doing pills.
It's a crutch.
It's a crutch.
Yeah, and like, and his Chadness, like automatically makes every other character look way more soy in comparison. Like even his best friend is like he's just like such a loser compared to Dylan, dude. Like Dylan.
He owns a Ferrari.
Yeah. He can't get his wife to sleep with him because she's too tired. She's busy from her job at the bank. But yeah,
I'm pissy.
Very busy. But yeah, it's like, it's power and responsibility, when you have the secrets, when you have the ability to fight the powers, and the powers, like even these great shadowy powers, they just wilt in the fucking presence of this like absolute Sigma Chad. All he has to do is go up to a podium in front of some cameras and be like, I'm gonna tell you about the corruption, and they all just immediately wilt and like start taking themselves out because they can't even stand to be in the presence of such a powerful Sigma Chad. And that's what this movie's trying to say, man.
All right. Fable, what about you? What's this movie speaking to you?
This says to me, no matter how bad you are at certain aspects of things, don't let anybody tell you you can't do it, right? Like, you can't write scripts. Oh, well, you can't fucking act. So what? You will never be the lead in a movie. Yeah, who gives a shit? If there's a will, there's a way. You too can make a film where you're the star and all the women are after you and you get powers. You save the day. And you get a big following, apparently, from it. So, let Neil Breen be, that guiding light whenever you feel like you don't have any self-confidence in doing things or you can't get anything done. Just look at Neil Breen and, you should get all the confidence you need to go and make that shitty movie that you've always wanted to make.
Hell yeah, man. What about you, Joe? What's this movie thematically speaking to you?
Well, unlike Mother, there's multiple ways to read this one.
Oh, get the fuck out of
So,
here, man. Jesus.
but so this movie, one way of looking at it is it dares you to live the life you want. You know, it's daring you to go there, like leaving your wife and pursuing um this fight against the government and everything like that. It's daring you to push yourself to go as far as you can. But another way of viewing this is that change will only ever be a dream, and that you really can't change the system, and that all we can hope for are comfort in our dreams, that we can make a difference when in reality we can't.
All right, damn.
He's taking the grim reading of it.
This is usually the moment of the show where I like to tie everything in together and give some kind of profound thought about what the movie is to me, right? I did this last week with the fucking Flintstones, right? I don't know what the fuck this movie's saying to me, man. I really don't. Like, first of all, on a superficial level, it's telling me, if you want to do something, go do it. Like, you want to make a fucking movie? Go fucking do it. Like Fable was kind of alluding to, right? Like, you want to go and make a movie where you're the fucking star, you're everything, you're deep, you're passionate, you got hot women all over you. Like, do it. Do it. You can do it. You can make a movie that becomes a cult classic. More than a cult classic. Neil Breen's got a fucking following, y'all. This dude has made a career. He was a successful architect. He's abandoned that career because of his filmmaking career. That's awesome. I also love the idea of the Maverick. Not talking about Logan Paul right now, okay? Because I don't like that guy. But Neil Breen is making films outside of that Hollywood system, and he's achieving a lot of success with it, right? And that's fucking cool. As far as the actual movie, what's it saying? National and international corruption is bad? I don't fucking know, man. Like, it's just like, I don't fucking know, man. This movie to me, though, what it speaks to me personally is, who gives a shit if people say you got bad production quality? Who gives a shit if people say your dialogue or your delivery is not right? Who gives a shit if you're using stock music? If you want to say something, have the balls to fucking do it. Put your money where your mouth is. Make a fucking movie. See how easy it is. You know what I'm saying? Make a statement.
Pretty
Stick
easy.
behind it. Stick with it. Do it. Like, seriously, this is one of those movies. I'm not even fucking kayfabing right now, man. This is legitimately. Y'all know me. You know I love the independent creator. Whether it's comics, music, movies, whatever, whatnot, right? Not on whatnot. We don't like whatnot here. But if you have something to say, if you want to make a piece of art, don't get permission from anybody to do it. Just do it. Just do it and then stand by it and keep doing it. It's worked for Neil Breen. It's worked for me for 10 fucking years. So let's fucking do it, man. Who gives a shit? My production quality is shit. I hate editing videos. Fuck that. Neil Breen does more editing than I do. His editing is rough, but it's better than I do. I'm just saying, man, like, if you got a dream, if you got something to say, fucking do it. World be damned. Do it. There will be an audience for it. This dude, the only way to get his movies are to buy them directly from him. That's ridiculously awesome to me, man. Now, obviously, a lot of people pirate his movies. It's probably how we all watch the film, but still, like, I feel like I need to fucking own up and buy this from him personally.
Mm-hmm.
And
he has a box set with all of them.
Yeah, I want all of his films, and I want to. Here's the
the lady's about to walk out.
I talked to y'all about this beforehand. I'll go
Jeez.
ahead and make this fucking fuck yeah, Acres. I'm telling y'all, we're doing a Neil Breen film every fucking April from this point forward until we get through all of his shit, man. That's what I'm saying, man. We're gonna fucking do it.
I'm just making it worse.
I'm inspired by Neil Breen. He does it on his own way, his own singular, unique voice shines through. So to me, that's what the movie is saying. You have something to say, regardless of how other people can criticize your execution. If you got something to say, fucking do it. Fucking say it. Make the movie. Be the dude. The movie's really weird, man. I'm fascinated with it, man. I am.
He's trying. I'll give you points.
All right, I'm gonna move on. But it's time to rate the film out of 5 possible you digs. You out there in the chat, if you've watched this film, Fateful Findings, let us know out of 5 possible you digs. What do you rate this film, Jelani? Kick us off. I have a good idea of where you're going.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5. It's a 5. Perfect. I mean, the man did. I mean, everything y'all just said, it convinced me. This entire conversation convinced me. This is a perfect score film. This is one of the most brilliant men to ever live. The fact that he did his own movie, he did his own script, he did his own music, he did everything he wanted to do. No one told him no. He got actors that wanted to be in the film. He got people that wanted to work with him despite how terrible and awful it possibly could be. But he got it put together. He continued to do this several times after and several times before. He is, and fairly recently. So on top of him being a successful architect who decided he wanted to do film, you're absolutely correct. It is quite possibly one of the best films ever made. It is on par with me with almost Citizen Kane and Masters of the Universe. So I will give this a 5. This is just me.
I love that you put this movie on the same level as Masters of the Universe and Citizen Kane. I'm like, yeah, bro, I get it.
In a way, this movie's kind of a combination of Citizen Kane and Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god, the
In a
level
way.
of bullshit tonight is like through the roof.
I'm just
In a way.
why not?
This
But-
is the most
Sure.
unique PCP movie night we've ever done, I think,
Yeah.
honestly. Like,
Perfect
I cannot
score.
believe it.
a perfect score from Jelani, 5 out of 5. What about you, Brooks? What are you thinking?
Well, my flawed and weak psyche is in conflict and at war with itself over this movie. Because my brain, my logic brain is like, this is a 2 at best. Like, honestly, it probably should be lower, but at most it was a 2. But my heart is like, no, dude, no, this movie is at least a 3. So I'll give it a 3 for now. Like, you know, I've only watched it a couple of times so far, so I haven't delved deeper into its secrets yet. But for now, I'll give it a middle of the road 3. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that will keep calm the storm that's welling within me.
Mhm.
I think it will put the tempest within my soul to rest finally. To just say, right now, it's a 3.
All right, a 3 from Brooks. What about you, Fable?
Nice.
What you sitting on?
Oh man, I'm just not as good at doing this shit like you and Joe. I thought I could never watch a
Me
movie.
and Joe are very good bullshit artists.
Yeah, seriously, you guys are the best in the business. I swear.
This fucking
Best in the
dream
business.
before death shit that Joe pulled out
Yeah.
of tonight.
You're
I'm like,
better
what
than
the
Neil
fuck?
Breen.
I mean, he ain't wrong. That's the worst part. He ain't wrong.
Yeah.
It's a
I never
5.
thought I'd see a movie that was worse than Blood-Sucking Freaks, right? And one of the reasons why I hated Blood-Sucking Freaks was because it had a lot of gratuitous nudity, right? Like every other shot was nude. And this is coming from a guy who's a hot-blooded, straight American male. So for me to say something like that is like crazy, right? But
I remember all of us that night were like, there's a lot of nudity, but it wasn't sexy.
right. But the reason I hated Blood-Sucking Freaks, and this is going to sound crazy, is a reason why this movie could have been better, is if maybe it had a little more nudity, right? It might have,
A little bit more of Neil Breen's ball sack. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, well, you said some of the girls were hot, and I do have to agree, some of the girls were hot, and I wanted to see a little more of them, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
When he's
I
pulling
always
it
always
down,
side boob.
Right. I mean, it was teasing me the entire film. Like I thought I was going to see something, being that this is not, rated, and it's an independent film. I thought I was going to get a little more. So for the reasons I hated
you saw
Bloodsucking
Neil
Freaks,
Breen's ass.
it could have used some of what Bloodsucking Freaks have. But what this does have that Bloodsucking Freaks does not have is such laughably bad dialogue
Mm-hmm.
that it's almost
It's all
quotable, right? Like all week I've been practicing that. Is that you? It is, isn't it? It's you. I've been saying that all.
And you got to practice that. Nobody can deliver that line like Neil Breen did.
My wife caught me practicing the line, and she said, "No, you're doing it too good. You're not doing it good. You're doing it too
I love
good."
the idea of your wife catching you in the morning, you're brushing your teeth, you're like, is that you?
Is that you? It's like, no, still too good. So, because I laughed my ass off, I'm not going to confuse that with the piece of shit this movie is. But I will give it a better score than Blood-Sucking Freaks, which I think, me and you, Robbie, I think we're the same. I think we gave it 0. I think that was my...
We have ever
Yeah,
given a
I
zero.
think I did a 0. So I'm going to do 0.5 for Fateful Findings.
Congratulations, you made a movie. That's a
Nice.
0.5.
0.5
Nice.
for just giving me I went down the YouTube rabbit hole. There's good movies that I don't do that shit for. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give props to my man Neil Breen. And you're right, he is brave and he is bold for putting this shit out there. And I do feel inspired by him because I'm sitting here like, it's one of the worst times of my life, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I could be out there making this kind of movies. Like,
you could be saving whales.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I
feeding the
wasting away? Like, fucking playing with Transformers and shit like that. I can be like out there. You know what I mean?
You could be making Fateful Findings,
right?
Man.
Yeah.
So for all of that, man, I gotta give my man Neil Breen a 0.5. This is bad. But like you guys said, there's something there.
Hell yeah! All right, a 0.5 from Fable. I think that's fair. What about you, Joe? What are you thinking?
I don't know if I liked it as much as Delaney.
It's all what the fuck you're talking about. You should love this film.
But no, I mean, I know I didn't. I've really been sticking to a lot of the positives, and I just want to make sure people are aware, like, that there are some flaws in the film.
There are? Shit. I didn't see
it. So, like, I couldn't, while I do admire everything sort of Neil's done, and I genuinely wish we had more directors, or like, auteurs, filmmakers who were Neil, putting himself out there, being willing to tell these kind of stories that, even if they were done in a way that conforms to our very strict idea of what is a film, I don't know if the people involved would, give it the proper care and attention, it deserves. I think, and I also think something else that I should have brought up earlier. There is not a single take in this film or any Neil Breen film where it looks like anyone is either about to break or just got over breaking. Like everything is delivered, in the same sort of dry, emotionless way. And that's really hard to do. Having that many
It's
takes
consistently that way throughout the movie.
Yeah. Like no one did anything close to cracking a smile or seeming to experience any joy at any point other than Neil doing.
Just Neil.
Well, Neil did an impression of a smile.
Right.
And yeah, so just it's fascinating to me, I think. But yeah, it really shows like a control over his set that I don't think you often see. So, but again, there are some flaws. So, and I want to acknowledge that. So I wouldn't feel comfortable giving it more than a 4.5.
All right. Hell yeah. All right. I love what you're saying. I love what you said, Joe, about you said something that made me think that this is a really great, almost perfect impression of a movie. Right? This is not a movie. It's an impression of a movie. Maybe the genius of the film is that Neil Breen is showing us how pretentious Hollywood actually can be.
Yeah.
Like this is the kind of shit that they're delivering. And you're right, man. Like, yeah, the dialogue's bad, but the delivery is worse. And nobody ever cracks during it, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
No outtakes.
Bad.
It's so earnest.
He had the outtakes. It's just that he didn't cut them out in editing. So it's like, every line that Neil says is repeated. Every line. So it's like he did.
I can't believe you committed suicide. I can't believe you committed suicide. He's just delivering the same line over and over. They just don't cut it. I watched an interview with him, and he goes, just so everybody knows, I use Final Cut. I have a monthly subscription, so it's up to date. And I'm like, this dude knows what he's doing.
You got to send me that link, dude. I did not see any. I was looking up YouTube shit. I didn't see anything with Neil Breen.
Well, but this is a very well-covered movie on YouTube, as I'm sure.
Yes. I've seen a few of them, yeah.
It's incredibly well covered. And most people that cover it go, this movie is so fucking great because it's so bad. Once again, we've covered bad movies, but not like this. This might, in my opinion, I think this is the worst movie we've ever covered.
Wise deception. That Hellraiser movie is fucking shit.
Oh, you're right.
Dude, no, this is worse. This is worse. Than
I got Bloodsucking Freaks on Blu-ray. I'll let you borrow it, dude. It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Jesus Christ.
But this movie is I'm just gonna go ahead and make a fucking stand. You cannot convince me that this is not intentional. This is intentional, man.
Yeah.
And if it's not intentional, it's even more genius, right? Like this dude made a movie that I'm like, he's trolling us with these movies, right? Like he's trolling us. That's what he's doing. He's pulling a John Cena. You get nothing, right? That he's doing that shit, right? And if he's not, it's even more genius because nobody makes and crafts a movie this bad that is so good. This movie is fascinating to me, man. Like you cannot convince me. So let's just say this. What if Neil Breen brings all these people together and he says, we're going to make the worst movie of all time. So what if he directs these people to deliver lines in this way? What if he intentionally writes and edits the film in this way? That's goddamn genius, y'all. We've seen people intentionally try to make bad movies, right? And here on the channel, we've covered Police Academy Part 5. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we've talked about that shit, right?
That one was
I
pretty
think-
all right, though.
Yeah, it was. I was gonna
Was
say
it
it's
6
pretty
then?
good.
6 is the
In
number one?
Moscow, that movie
I
sucked.
like Police Academy 5.
Which
Come
one
on.
is 5? Assignment Miami Beach?
5
or
is
that
the one.
Moscow?
Miami
Yeah,
Beach.
that's the one where they go. Yeah, no. They really fall off after 5.
Right, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't care whether it's intentional or whether it's not. I think it's goddamn genius, and I will unironically give this movie 5 you digs.
You're crazy. Get the fuck.
Wait, here's the reason. This is something my homie Jelani right there likes to say. Jelani loves to say this. I rate movies based on rewatchability.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I will watch this movie any fucking time.
I get it.
I
Fable,
think
God, I'll
if
watch
you
it
flew
again.
down to
it'll probably
Huntsville,
give you some
Alabama,
kind of brain damage.
Fable, if you flew down to Huntsville, Alabama and said, "Hey man, I'm here for one night. Let's watch fucking Fatal Findings," I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, bro! The tequila's on me."
I would say
I would
that.
actually enjoy that, so we could just fucking laugh our asses
Yes.
off the entire night. Yeah, no, for sure. I would definitely do. That's why I gave it a 0.5, dude, because it deserves.
You know
it
what? I'm
deserves
going to
that.
be in New York, August. What is it? It's going to be August. I think 27 to September 2nd. Me, you, Joe, and Herm, Fable.
Oh
Need to meet
yeah,
up and watch this
let's
goddamn
do it.
movie.
Let's
With
do
Neil
it.
Breen.
Yep.
Can we get Neil Breen
Can we
involved?
get him? See, I think Neil Breen. See, I think that he made a movie for people who love movies, like movie lovers that just go in deep the way we do with themes and all that shit. And he made this movie that just perplexes our kind of minds, right? Like we go crazy with directing and music and sound. You know, most people don't watch movies like that, right? Like, you know, most people don't give a shit about editing or any of this crap. But for
Yeah.
guys like us,
Yeah.
he made this movie to just fuck our heads up. And I think it absolutely worked.
I want to dive
Yeah.
more into Neil Breen's work. I feel like you cannot convince me that this is not intentional. And this is the most, to me, it's the most brilliant, intentionally bad movie I've ever seen. Right? Like Bloodsucking Freaks. We keep bringing that one up. I feel like they were trying to make something good. They were trying to make something transgressive and in your face, and they just failed. They just flopped. I think Neil Breen made this exact movie he wanted to make with this one. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but that's my world right now in my head. I think this movie's fucking brilliant. So a 5, perfect score from me and Jelani.
It's perfect.
What did you give it, Brooks? A 3?
Yep, Trace.
A 0.5 from Fable and a 4.5 from Joe. That's a PCP average. Man, that's some low scores. A 0.5.
I brought that shit down.
3. How about a 3.269? Sound good?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds good to me. There's no 69s in this movie, but it'd be better with that. But there's some really sexy people in this movie. There's some really dumb shit in this movie. It's a bad movie, y'all. But it's the best bad movie I've ever seen.
I'm a little insulted. I got to tell you, I'm a little insulted that you put the Flintstones in with this group of movies. Like this shit right here
So bad.
is the
My
next
memory
level.
was that the Flintstones was a bad movie, man.
Bad.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
the Flintstones
is
is the
pretty
biggest
good.
thing on the world, but
Flintstones a great
Fuck.
movie.
No. Pass.
I mean, you're talking a movie that had like the
It's
most
nowhere near the
ultimate
levels of
production
Fateful
value
Findings.
versus this shit. It's the contrast is crazy.
It's Fateful Findings, my friend. You're incorrect, sir. Fateful Findings is the greatest movie ever made.
I think so, man. So thus concludes our movie review of Fateful Findings. But we are Movie Fools Month. It has one more week left. And next week, we're looking at a movie that is considered to be a really bad movie that a lot of people say is a good movie.
I love
Just like this
movie.
one. Next week, we're talking about Showgirls.
Hell yeah.
So get ready.
Violence of titties.
I haven't seen this movie since the 90s, man.
This is the movie Neil Breen was trying to make.
Yes.
This one right here.
Yep.
So next week here on PCP Movie Night, Showgirls, but Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Central Time. Join me and Mike and Herm and Fable and Jelani and Brother Joe for our WrestleMania 41 recap and review show. That's going to be super fun, maybe even more fun than this. Jelani, real quick, what was better, WrestleMania 41 or Fateful Findings?
Jesus.
Oh, come on.
It's a tie. They're a tie.
It's a tie.
Guys, 41 had no. We're going to talk about it tomorrow, but I don't give a fuck. I'll spoil it now. There were so many non-build-up, non-promo things that happened. I gotta pay to watch some promos for other shit just because it's on Netflix and Netflix got the rights to certain shit on Raw. That's stupid. Where the hell was the fucking Rock? Where the hell is everybody? It just irritates me that you just put people together. It's just a bunch of action figures smashing back together. Speaking of action figures, Brooks and I do a lovely show. It is called Go Figure Reviews. We just did the deluxe Fei Long figure. This is Brooks's third online purchase, as far as I know. He's super excited about it. I was too, because of the nunchucks alone. It's a pretty badass video. I suggest you guys check it out. And also, we did the Dark of Visions. Well, not that one, but okay. So we'll do the Dark of Visions, Doc and Dark Wolverine. I did give you a different one, but it's okay.
Shit, did I pull the wrong one?
It's all good. I'll cry when I get in the car. But yeah, Go Figure Reviews. Check us out. We do toy reviews. We do show and tells, things that we used to do on this show. But now we do it on ours. It's pretty cool. Check us out.
Bro, the last two you gave me were Fei Long and Dakin. So
Okay.
I promise you, man. Go
cool.
back and look at it. But
It's fine. I'll cry when I get in the car.
yeah.
It's
Link
cool.
likes, by the way, Link hates this movie, but loves Dakin. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, Steph? You're fucking crazy. This motherfucker had his goddamn skin burned off and it grew back with his tattoo. Get the fuck out of here. That's some dumb ass shit. I'm sorry. That's dumb. That's dumber than anything Neil Breen has done. Anyway, Brooks, love you being here. Thank you. Had a great time with you for WrestleMania weekend. You and Jelani had a great time. Those ribs, by the way, today for lunch were amazing.
I still got some.
Shout out to Chris Paul for some great ass ribs.
Thanks, Chris.
Brooks, final thoughts?
Well, I guess if there's one sentiment that I would like to share with, it was you. It was always you.
You delivered that better than Neil Breen did. So
Yeah,
you should work. You should be like Fable and work on that more in the fucking mirror.
I think it's actually one of the most earnest lines he delivers, because he actually seems like he's sad. It was you. It was always you.
That was a word we heard a lot tonight, was earnest. I think this movie's very earnest, man, which is so fucking weird. It's so
That's
badly
why I think
earnest.
he does think he's making like a great film.
He does.
I think he's being sincere, but he's just like he doesn't know much about human things because he's an AI.
He's a robot.
Yeah.
Fable, thank you so much for being here. Final thoughts. What you got coming up, my man?
Well, next show when we do Showgirls, I will be playing the part of Joe, defending this movie because I love freaking Showgirls, and I think Neil Breen might be a fan of this movie. Honestly, now that I think about it, I can't believe it's in this little stack of movies, but whatever. Yeah, catch me on.
I've had a few people be like, "Showgirls is not a bad movie, Robbie."
It isn't.
And I'm like, really?
I mean, shit. I mean, anything next to Fateful Findings. I mean, come on. But anyway,
Double Dragon was worse, brother.
You think
Double
so?
Dragon was worse.
That's an earnest movie, though.
But that's the point. It's like so they were trying to make a good movie. I think Neil Breen was trying to make this movie that we got, man. Like and Flintstones, by the way, I feel bad. I revoke it. Flintstones is not a bad movie, man.
That was wrong,
That movie.
man.
The only person who thought Flintstones was a bad movie was Jelani, and his biggest criticism was they played the Flintstones theme too much.
Way too much.
What the fuck does that even mean?
It was terrible.
Oh,
You can't
but-
hear Flintstones meet the Flintstones. They're a modern Stone Age family 27 fucking times in a film. When it's a live action film, we get it. It's the goddamn Flintstones. Make a score, you motherfuckers. Sit down and make a fucking score that's lazy as fuck. I hate you.
Abel, you'll be here for Showgirls. What else you got coming up?
Fuckers.
Yeah, Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, the all new, all different Blade Fable show, where I get together with all these lovely gentlemen and we go over the week's pop culture news and topics, man. It's a good time. We have a lot of fun on that show. Sometimes Robbie comes on, sometimes he doesn't, but just in case.
I'll be there in a couple weeks, man.
We got all these gentlemen down here, so yeah.
You know me, I'm John Cena right now. I gotta. I'm not The Rock, at least. It's not
It's
like
all right,
I just won't
Don't
show
have
up.
to the Rock.
Everybody called out sick this last Friday, so don't worry about it. It was me, Nick, and I think Gary and Scotty, and that was it. And we did the whole show together. But sometimes those are the fun ones too, man. Now, come hang out, Pop Culture Philosophers. If you like that vibe, it continues on Friday nights.
You'll also be on a show Wednesday, right?
Oh yeah, oh man, I can't wait for this one. Yeah, this wasn't that bad, Jelani. Come on,
It wasn't.
It wasn't. There's some quality
a bunch of
matches in
action figures. Now they're good matches in it,
there. Yeah.
but it felt like a gigantic Raw in parts of it. It was not.
Don't bury the lead, Jelani.
Last year was better. Damn it! I'm spoiling all of it.
It's hard to follow up WrestleMania 40, bro.
You can't. No, you
Trust
can't.
me.
Hard to follow up WrestleMania 30. Talk to me about 30. Streak was broken. Daniel Bryan. I don't know what you're talking about.
A lot of people don't like that WrestleMania, just so you know, man. So anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like Undertaker.
And I'm surprised you don't
WrestleMania
like
17 is the best ever, just so y'all know, right?
I'm
I mean, we can all agree on that. 17 is the best ever.
17. I like 18 too. 18.
Yeah, 18's good.
I can't believe you don't like Logan Paul, man. He's like the Neil Breen of the WWE.
That was the.
Like,
No, that's the thing. That's the thing about that.
he really is, dude.
Logan Paul is he's good. He's a good wrestler, but that was a sloppy match to a jobber.
Yeah, that match to me was like Neil Breen came up and goddamn RKO'd fucking Eli Roth in front of me, and I was supposed to believe it, you know?
Yeah, that whole match
Listen.
was him doing the pulverizer.
Nope.
And we were all waiting for him to do the pulverizer, and that was that whole match. And they picked AJ Styles, who is King Jobber of WWE. He'll lose to anybody.
Plus, as we were talking about last night, that dude fell asleep in the tanning bed, dude. AJ Styles,
Yeah.
man.
Most of them
Jesus
did.
Christ.
Most of them did.
Hey, man, that man is pushing 50. Put some respect on his name. He's
I
moving
do.
like that.
I
That's
do.
Crazy.
But he's
We're going to have a great show
Wednesday
Wednesday night, everybody. The WrestleMania 41 recap and review. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And I think for the first time, Brother Joe's going to be on the channel for a full show. So that's going to be fucking fun.
I'm
Man.
excited. I'm excited.
Joe, thank you so much for being here, man. I love how excited you were
Thank
about
you.
this movie. What you got coming up? I know you got some exciting things.
Yeah, so what was it? King Arthur and the Knights of Justice Volume 2, Morgana's Revenge, out in June 17th. Feel free, you can pre-order it now. In fact, please, that would be great. I would love a chance to do another one. So, keep on buying it. I will also be at ALA, my first ALA this year. It's the last weekend in Philadelphia this year. So if you're there, check me out. I think they're going to be doing Mad Cave programming on like Sunday of that day, but yeah, keep posted on that. And Dynamite's going to be doing a trade collection of Green Hornet Miss Fury. Should be out this summer. So if you didn't check out the issues as they were coming out, which I edited, feel free to grab that trade or buy back issues from Robbie if he has any. Clear him out of those back issues. Also, help if you're still stuck with some Kardak, people can still buy that. Go buy Kardak from Robbie.
Hell yeah!
Don't saddle
we
him with all those extra issues.
We still got them, y'all. If y'all want a copy, let me know, man. We still got them.
Got issues.
They're up in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So hell yeah. All right, y'all. I really appreciate it. Join us Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Central Time, for the WrestleMania post show.
I'm excited.
We would have done it sooner, but I feel like we had to get the Raw in, right? Because WrestleMania is not over until the Raw after WrestleMania, right? So
That's
we're
crowd.
doing that. But next week, y'all, Showgirls. And yes, as Two Gun said, it's on Tubi. So it's easy to watch. Fateful Findings is not easy to watch.
No.
If you're not a pirate. It's hard to fucking find this movie. Like everybody wants $13. They want $13. But here's the thing. How many people have shelled over $13 to Neil Breen for this fucking movie?
Tons.
And his DVD is like $30. And I'm like, fuck, I want it. I wish it would at least come autographed. Then I'd be more inclined to buy it. But I cannot wait to meet Neil Breen. We got to get him on the show, Joe. You going to be there when we get him on the show?
I have to be. I want to be in that conversation.
My God. That's going to be great.
My God.
All right, y'all. Put the call out right now. Neil Breen, we want you on PCP. We want to talk about your work. Let's
Rockin'
fucking do
Robbie's
it.
going to be like, Neil, that's such a powerful movie. He's like, it is? Yes. It's amazing.
My first question would be like, bro, you trying to make a bad movie? He's going to be like, I'm out. I'll be like, fuck, man. Rob Liefeld would have been a better interview. All right, we're dipping out. We love you. Showgirls next week. WrestleMania on Saturday. Go check out everybody. Check out Joe's work. Check out Jelani and Brooks's work on Go Figure Reviews. Check out Fable's work. Fable's a piece of shit, but he's actually doing pretty decent stuff there. He's just a little full of himself right now.
We went longer than the movie.
We fucking did.
Yo.
We hit our goal.
We did it. We did it.
All right, y'all. We love you. My final thought is, I don't know. I was going to do that. I can't believe you committed suicide bit, but I think we've already done enough, and I can't do it as well as Brooks does. Brooks, sing us out with a Neil Breen quote.
I can't believe you committed suicide. How could you do this? How could you commit suicide?
It's still too good.
Neil needs to fucking cast you in his next movie, man.
The Neil Breen biopic?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
Got it.
Brooks as Neil Breen in Neil Breen, the movie,
fucking
directed
movie
by
I'll be
Neil
throwing
Breen,
out.
starring Brooks Gibbs. Catering
one
by Chris
Neil
Paul.
Breen.
Because those fucking ribs.
Those
are
ribs,
really
man.
good. Yeah, those are really good. All right, we're dipping out. Love you.